Question 19. What is the domain and range of y equals 0.2 times 5 to the cosine x minus 3? When we're looking at domain, we're looking for what x values can or cannot work, and for the range, we're looking at what y values will we get as answers. The best way to start this problem would be to actually graph it, and I'm going to suggest that you are in radians since we have a cosine in our problem. Okay, so when I graphed this problem, I got a graph that looks something like this. Okay, so that's what my graph is. And I notice, number one, if I look at the equation, there's nothing that I can't plug in for x because there are no square roots and there are no fractions. And then if I look at the graph, I also have lots of things happening over on the left side and lots happening over on the right side. So for my domain, it's going to be all reals, and the way that we will designate that is anything from negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, for my range, I'm going to be looking at what kind of answers I'm going to get, so what kind of y values. I do notice that my lowest y value is going to happen down here, and my highest y value is going to happen up here. So I just need to now do some tracing. I actually used the trace feature of my calculator to do that, so I'd suggest that you do that as well. And when I traced it, I noticed that the lowest value happened right down here, and that was actually negative 2.96. And then when I traced it, my highest y value was up at negative 2. So that would be the domain and the range. Okay, question 20. If f of x equals 2x squared plus 6x all over x plus 3, and g of x equals cosine x, then g of f of pi is equal to what? Right? This is a composite function, which means we're going to do the inside function first. So first of all, I'm going to find f of pi. So I'm going to go in my f equation. Wherever I see an x, I'm going to put a pi. So I will get that f of pi is equal to 2 pi squared plus 6 pi all over pi plus 3. And I do notice that looks pretty messy, so what I'm going to do is just clean it up a little bit. Up top, I can factor out a 2 and a pi. And when I do that, I'll have a pi plus 3 left. And down on the bottom, I also have pi plus 3. Then I notice that I can cancel the pi plus 3's out. So I have found that f of pi is equal to 2 pi. Right? So now if I come back over here, I just found that f of pi was equal to 2 pi. So now I'm going to go into the g function. Wherever I see an x, I'm going to put 2 pi. So this will equal cosine of 2 pi. And cosine of 2 pi is going to be the same thing as cosine of 0, which equals 1.